A to the K.
To the K. To the K.
So, Anthony, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, what a night, Carl.
Sorry, I was doing Cody.
I thought you had an itch.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
An itch I cannot scratch.
Well, funnily enough, so what do you want to talk about? Not that. Not that
we
at
don't
all,
want to talk
Carl.
about that.
We'll have to.
Controversial,
Well,
maybe, because some people seem to fucking love it.
Nah, bullshit. I didn't like the whole Peck thing. No, we'll wait. We'll wait.
Okay.
We'll wait.
Yeah, let's kick things off, shall we, with the first match of the night? And
Okay.
should have been the last match of the night.
What a great match, but should it have been the opener? I mean, it's not a bad place to be, as we know.
Yeah.
But should it have been the opener?
Like, I get that Seth's got filming to do or whatever, and that's the excuse to make him, but firstly, the title's already cheapened by the fact that no one can defeat Roman, so we're making this secondary title for you. So that's already not great.
Silver medal.
Right? Then...
Well, technically he's got both, so is this the bronze?
Well, yeah, who knows? Then you bill it as 3 main events on the show. You're like, oh, that's great. And then you put one of these main events on first.
I don't want to go down this line, right? But I love the whether unintentional or not, let's say call it the accidental fuck you to the women's division as well. 3 main events, and you're none of them.
I know, yeah. You know.
Like, thanks.
But
Yeah,
Cody and
brilliant.
Brock is, even though it's not for an actual championship at Night of
but you
Champions.
had both women's titles on the line,
Including where one of them changed hands as well.
Yeah, and neither of them merited main event status because, well, Cody was pretending to have a broken arm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, but
left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth.
It did. But you know what? If it can't main events, then let's open the show with it.
Well, exactly.
Absolute banger of a match. I feel like we haven't seen these two go up against each other before. I could be wrong.
So, I don't know whether you've seen it in WWE. A lot of part of the hype packages to beforehand was them back in like Ring of Honor or Indie Days or wherever the fuck it was.
I've not seen that either.
Showing them square off. And essentially, there's a little clip back then of AJ basically saying as soon as I stepped of the ring with Seth, I knew he was going to be the future and all that. And it was like, oh, okay, that's quite cool. But I enjoyed it. It was a slow starter, to be fair. But it was a really solid wrestling match. Like there was psychology to it as well. There was underpinning with Seth injuring his knee and then him doing the calf crusher several times to try. And
one of the few occasions where you go, I honestly don't know who they're going to give this to. I know it. For me, I mean, predictions were obviously right, Carl, obviously right. But the logical choice for me felt like Seth. But would you have been upset if AJ won it? Not really. He was a fantastic world champion the first time. So
it's so weird the fact that Seth was a SmackDown guy and he was on there for the Raw belt and stuff. So that aspect was weird. So I think a lot of people just assumed it was going to be Seth anyway. But yeah, I don't know. The match itself was good. It was also very cool because the first 2 wrestling figures I got, my son, was AJ and Seth.
Oh, nice.
So it was mad to then, because he knew both of them, and it was the first match and he was still up, and I was like, go and get your toys. You've got these 2. So yeah, I brought his figures in.
I don't want to.
Playing.
Get on!
You will like this.
I kid, of course.
That's what you have to do. There's so much content for kids to consume now. You've got to force them to be into wrestling.
I mean, what I found is the best way of doing that, Carl, is just take all their other toys.
I like
you get nothing until you appreciate wrestling.
Yeah. When that doesn't work, no food, clothes, warmth.
They'll learn.
Yeah, eventually they'll come around. So yeah, that was another nice little part of it, to be honest. But great way to kick off the show, crowning the new champ, and it should have been Seth. Seth is, main event level for a while now, and he's just not been anywhere there. So I'm glad he's been rewarded with the title. Yeah,
certainly in the last year or so, he's been paying his dues by the book, and not particularly bad bookings by any means, but putting, without obviously giving him the win, but giving Dom that status, helping Logan, etc. There's all these I don't want to call it babysitting. That sounds unfair to their opponents, but all these essentially new to wrestling people, and it's well, we need you to make them look good. And that's again, it's no slight to Logan. He's a gifted athlete, naturally gifted athlete, but when you look earlier back to Dom. And is obviously again he's excelling with Judgment Day, but when he first came out he was quite green as a wrestler, in all fairness, and Seth was there to carry him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think I love the way they booked that as well, in particular because Seth was taking advantage of the fact that Dom wasn't as experienced in the ring, and it became part of the story. So hats off to Seth. He's been earning this for a long fucking time.
Question I've got now is though, who's next? And no Goldberg, don't appear from anywhere by me saying this, but
I don't know. I'll have to figure out who's on Raw.
well, yeah, there is that side of it. But I could see it being either Finn or Damian Priest or someone like that. To be fair,
I'd quite like it to be Damien, you know.
But yeah, I think it'd be good to give him that kind of main event push. But
Finn's been on the cusp for a while though. You know, after his initial Universal title run, lasted a couple of days.
Well, was he in the qualifying? Was he the winner of the other qualifying? I can't remember, but he had something to do with the tournament.
He was involved in the tournaments. Did he ever win? I don't think he ever won.
I don't know. So yeah, something like that would be cool.
Something like that.
Something like that.
On to the next.
On to the next, indeed. So we got Becky versus Trish. You know what? I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed the match.
Yes,
right.
I was going to say I was a bit disappointed with the shenanigans.
Yeah, obviously Trish right there above Anthony's head in picture form. Obviously we got to meet her. She's an absolute legend. We've been saying for a while it's okay for the likes of Goldberg and people like that to come back in the fucking 50s, 60s, and people are all happy with it. But you know, as soon as a woman hits like 35, it's like whoa, you can't be on the show. It's like what the fuck. So I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic that Trish is still around, and she was boss, to be fair. Like considering how long she's been away, I thought she was really good. I think her and Becky had good chemistry as well. But yeah, the ending.
I'm hoping this becomes something I enjoy. But I was like, why?
Yeah, I imagine. So for anyone who's listening to this, can't see the pictures and all that on the screen. And who hasn't seen the actual event. So Zoe Starks essentially emerged from under the ring, I think, and basically cost Becky the match and helped Trish get the win. So I understand for Trish coming back, she's elevating. She's working with the main event star in Becky Lynch, but then she's now also kind of elevating somebody new. So I get it because obviously
I kind of want the story. Do you know what I mean? Like this was like random Zoe Starks appears.
So it was. So I think there'd be more to that. But for me, where this is headed is Lita's going to come back from injury. And then we're going to get Becky and Lita versus Trish and Zoe Starks. I
feel like this is going to be as simple as I aligned with Trish because I want to go after Becky. I think it's going to be as simple as that, and that's where I'm like, there could have been a bit more to that. Yeah. Like, it might be. I could be wrong.
It might be that she obviously wants to, get tutelage from the best women's wrestler in the world.
Well, that's the thing. Like, does she fully buy into Trish's own hype at the moment when she's saying about I was the women's division, I'm the reason you've got this status and all this? Yeah. Does Zoe buy into that? I don't know. She just randomly appeared one day and beat up Becky. I don't know.
Well, part of me thinks we're going to get some sort of tag match with Lita coming back between these, and then we'll maybe get a rematch between Becky and Trish at SummerSlam or something like that, and maybe then Zoe will turn on Trish because then Trish won't be around for too much longer, I imagine. So then she'll go away again, and then that way Becky's got the win, so it's elevated.
Tangled web.
Yes, and also Zoe gets the last laugh on Trish, and she's elevated as well. But match itself,
that'll be WWE's last laugh.
Yeah. But match itself, I really enjoyed it. It was great seeing Trish back.
Yeah. Again, it wasn't overly big on the shenanigans, but you know what? These things have to happen.
Indeed. So the next match,
didn't give a shit about that match.
So I think when we did the predictions, you just laughed your head off at this, saying, "Do we really have to give a prediction for this, Carl? Really?" And as you said, you got them all, correct.
I feel like when they were putting the card out there before Gunther had an opponents, they just had Gunther beats, and then we're going to put a name in later. Yeah, and they just picked Ali's.
Yeah, like. For me, are they going to take Gunther and have him beat the Honky Tonk Man's record and just... It seems to be like they're doing with Roman. Do they just want to get fresher faces holding the
I kind of hope not. I mean, I love the fact that he's putting a bit of status on the IC title because it's needed it. But I kind of hope it's not about let's exceed records. Let's do the same thing that's successful with Roman. It feels like it'd be like a tone deaf thing of going, that's why people are so over on the Roman thing because of how long he's held the belts. And it's like, no... It's not the only reason.
Yeah, no, I get you, but I can't at this point in time. I can't think who's going to dethrone him. But the match itself, do you know what? It's Mustafa Ali is such a fucking interesting one. He's like an enigma because whenever you see him in a high-profile match, he fucking delivers. He's really good. This whole thing was showing he had heart.
Postman.
Showing he had heart. He was, kicking out of Gunther's best stuff, and nearly a few times you were like, "Fucking hell, is he actually going to do it?" And he kills it. But then he goes back to Raw, and he's got a shit gimmick of positivity, and it's like
positivity.
You know what I mean? It's crap.
I suppose his previous gimmick of bitterness.
Well, yeah. I don't know what it is.
I was alluding to Retribution, by the way, not his social media.
Well, but anyway, it's a shame for the guy because he delivers all the time, but he just hasn't got the right character or persona to get him where he needs to be.
I agree.
But you know what? Yeah, you were right. That there was never going to be any other outcome here, and we got the outcome. But never showing from Ali. But Gunther's just brilliant, isn't he? I love everything about him. He's just just ace.
It's just a chop machine, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Which takes us to the next one, and boy, was this good news all round. Long time coming.
I love it. And again, feels like the obvious choice. I understand it truly wasn't. We didn't know where this was going to go, but this was the right fucking call.
Do you know what? As the match went on, I was like, oh, Bianca's going to have this belt forever. Especially when she missed with the mist.
Feels like a missed opportunity.
Yes, we are that cool. But yeah, so as soon as that went wrong, I was like, oh, fuck's sake, here we go. But then I was like, well, is she going to miss her again? And when that didn't happen, I was like, But ingenious that she spits the mist onto her fingers and then basically puts the mist into her eyes that way. Yeah. It was an interesting way to do it.
Yeah. One thing's for sure, this match was not to be missed.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, thoroughly enjoyed. Absolute right decision. I didn't pick up on it at the time. I sort of read about it since, but like apparently, like they had a bit of a mare with Bianca's braid, like wardrobe malfunction, if you will. I didn't really pick up on it at the time. But
do you know what? I've noticed this the last couple of times now.
Yeah, apparently it's happened a couple of times now.
Yeah, I just thought like this was the new look she was going for, but yeah.
No, apparently it was a thing. I mean, I'm only going off social media. We know how accurate that can be at times, but apparently this was like another instance of it going a bit tits up. So it sounds like it might be I don't know what you call it, a hairdressing issue. I said wardrobe before, but obviously it's hair, isn't it? So some sort of hair styling issue maybe, but the people reference to that, but I'm like, well, it didn't take away from the match, and I didn't even fucking notice it. So
no, exactly. I think all around it was a really solid match, and I'm very pleased with the outcome. I don't know what's next for Bianca now. I don't know what's next for Asuka now, but these are the kind of questions you want to be asking, isn't it?
You do.
If you want to know, ask her.
Hey, I knew you were going to do it.
So, yeah, new Raw Women's Champion, even though she's on SmackDown.
We'll work that out, it's fine.
But yeah.
Not like we've ever really cared about Bland Spritz.
Bland Spritz?
What?
Get it now. Do you like Spritz? Try Bland Spritz. How's it taste? Pretty bland.
Can only be described as meh.
No, you can be under it. No, we won't do it like we do every week. So, in terms of the next match, and yeah. So
okay, look, this is a bit no disrespect to Natty. She's been holding it down for what fucking years now.
Yeah,
right. She's legitimately a great wrestler, but she's never been like a main stage player. And this was another Ali versus Gunther for me. It was obvious what was going to happen, and then the obvious happened.
Yeah,
I think the more shocking moment in this was the fact that Rhea carried Dom like he was fucking nothing.
Well, because he's basically not.
He leaped into her arms and she just fucking held him like he was a child, like it was nothing to her. That is a full grown ass man that she just literally just manhandled, no problem.
Yeah, I suppose.
He's taller than his dad.
Well, yeah. But no, I did like that. I thought it was quite funny, to be fair, from Dom.
Yeah, to be fair
to the guy. But yeah, so Natalya on her birthday gets absolutely obliterated in a minute. So yeah, I think I was more surprised that it just got wrapped up so quickly. But I suppose it was sheer brilliance in a sense, because what does more for Rhea than obviously the tear she's on now is taking someone like Natalya, who's a legend, and just squashing her in a minute.
She's legit, but she's not been in the main event scene for a while, so I think the decision was obvious, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it is a solid victory.
Yeah. No, I agree. But it's hard. How do you spend more than a minute talking about a match that only lasted a minute, And
I feel like we're on the cusp of going longer than this match.
Yeah,
actually,
we think we might be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what's next, or who's next rather, for Rhea at this point now. She's on. Well, yeah, she's on Raw now, isn't she? I can't think who's.
She's gonna at some point. She's gonna collide with KO, and she's gonna kick his ass.
Yeah.
Not for the title, obviously.
Maybe it might be too soon. I don't know how you feel about this. Some people will probably hate it. But depending on the outcome of the women's tag title match on Raw this week, if Raquel doesn't retain, do we get Raquel versus Rhea?
Just for like a size comparison.
Yeah, mirror match.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Be an interesting mirror. Yeah.
But yeah.
Or do we get Jordan Grace rock up?
Wow, I nearly said something that got us cancelled then.
Hey.
Should I say it anyway?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Everyone always goes on about Raquel's back. It's like, oh, it's all about her back. So I was like, back versus Rack.
Nice. Okay,
we could bill it that way.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Obviously, Rhea, we know, we love you.
Yeah,
you're more than just boobs to us.
But going back to the rumours in the news, Carl, could we get Jordan Grace rock up? Some of the power comparison.
If you're gonna do,
she's not necessarily as tall, but
yeah, if you're gonna do that, you need to save that for like SummerSlam or something. Rumble Mania.
But she needs to like debut and dominate, doesn't she, before you get to that match? So
dominates. Maybe she goes through Dom.
Maybe Dom just sort of defects and goes over to her, and you realise he's got some sort of like powerful woman fetish.
Maybe. It's all about these developing stories. So yeah, I think we've definitely gone. We've talked about that match much longer.
I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, Rhea still legend. So the second of the three main events.
I was never big on trying to sell this fake broken arm anyway, right? I think I mentioned this the other week, but I'm going to mention it again. The fact that we've had somebody legitimately go out with I don't think it was broken, but with the shoulder issue in Liv. Yeah. And then they have Cody there like, I'll just shake it off and carry on because I'm Cody.
Yeah.
Just felt a little bit tone deaf to me.
Yeah.
And at the same time, this whole match of like, yeah, he's trying to break his broken arm, I guess. He's trying to, he's obviously targeting the arm that's been broken. And I feel like this, to me, is exactly what WWE do. And I don't know how much creative freedom he's got, but exactly what Cody's got a history of doing as well.
Oh, yes.
It's been overbooked, and they are trying to recapture the magic, if you will, and I wasn't big on that match either, but they're trying to recapture the magic of Seth and him with the torn pec thing. This is exactly what they're trying to do. Oh, he wrestled through a torn pec, and this is the same thing. Oh, he wrestled through a broken arm, and I don't fully know the wrestling history, Carl. You'll probably be able to sort of target on this a bit better, but I believe this is almost trying to recapture his dad's previous story.
His leg or something, didn't he?
Yeah,
he had like a broken leg or whatever.
Well, again, it's a bit before my time, but as I understand it, he's almost trying to recapture his dad's old story as well. And the whole thing about it, I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake, just have a match. Yeah. Like, the fact that this ended up being like, oh yeah, I'm just going to keep doing this, and he's just going to pass out because he's not going to say quits. Like,
do you know what? It's fucking annoys me so much, this thing, right? It worked fucking brilliantly when it was Brett versus Austin and he passed out from the pain because of the sharpshooter. Immense. Awesome. Loved it, right? A fucking Kimura lock on a broken arm that he holds for like practically 10 minutes. The majority of the match was Brock sat on top of Cody, breaking his arm even more, and Cody going, and
it just digging his nails in, biting him.
Oh no, yeah, and it's like, where's this going? He's scratching his back. Does he like this? So felt like he was having more of an American dream to me. But yeah, and it's all wet too. Roddy Piper for you there. But yeah, I hated everything about it. Obviously, we've got our prediction pals chat. And a couple of people on there said they loved it, thought it was excellent stuff. I was fuming. Yeah,
I think, again, the same people who love this probably loved the whole Seth thing. I always had an issue with this whole wrestling through injury bullshit, to be honest. I don't think, it like you say, it's trying to recapture something that was done better in the past.
Yeah.
It doesn't
We
work
talk about long-term storytelling and all that. Really, is this part of the plan? Like, but we'll have Cody lose, and then we'll put him up against Brock for some reason, then he'll win one.
Well it's clearly, he passed out. He never lost. He passed out. So we're going to go to a fucking I Quit match, aren't we?
Well, I feel like they're fucking flying by the seat of the pants, aren't they? But I hated this. And is he going to miss some time now, I'm guessing? Because his arm must be really, really broken now. Because if he's there with like a broken arm.
Double broken.
Yeah. Like, it's effectively just mush. Honestly, at this point.
We couldn't sell that anymore unless Brock walked home with his fucking arm.
Well, yeah.
Take it with me.
They said that in commentary. Like, at this point, he's going to be taking it back to fucking Minnesota or whatever. And I was like,
Minnesota or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, won't talk anyway about that. So main event time, and it was again. Does Roman have to main event everything?
Yes.
So tag
He
titles.
holds all the belts.
Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn taking on Roman Solo.
Some people really wanted Roman to actually win this belt.
I wouldn't mind.
Added it to the collection.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it, but obviously
Thanos.
What we got was a million times better. It adds more layers and complexity to it. Like, I don't want to just not talk about the match. The match was good. It was solid. There was a lot of near falls and stuff.
But
it's more about the story.
It's about what you expect from the match. Like, it was always going to be good quality, and I don't want to take away from the match by sort of dismissing it on the back of like, well, you knew it was going to be good.
Yeah.
But that's the bottom line. They're all very good in the ring, and you knew it was going to be great, and you could almost predict what some of the spots were going to be because of it. But not bad by any means.
No, and I think again, credit to the Usos. The acting from especially Jay has been phenomenal. But essentially, they rock up, they try to help, they accidentally super kick Solo. Roman sees it happen, is furious, starts pushing them around, and basically Jimmy snaps and he says, you hear Jimmy say to Jay, "This is what you should have done."
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm your brother. I've got your back.
This is just me who felt a little bit bad though, because it's like, he did try. He got the shit beaten out of him for weeks.
Yeah.
While you were injured, like it's not like he was like, "Oh no, I chose not to." It's like no, it's not. Yeah, it wasn't for the one to try, and he was just on his own.
Yeah, to be fair. I think, but he also alluding to him doing it to like protect Sami and stuff back. You know what I mean? I'm just.
I never considered. Like I was thinking, like way back when. Yeah. But yeah, fair point.
But there's so many layers to it. It's been going on that amount of time. It's probably like a reference to both. But essentially, yeah. So he super kicks the shit out of Roman, and eventually KO and Sami get the win. So Roman looks pissed. SmackDown is going to be fascinating to see where they go with this now.
Yeah.
Obviously, we said in the news before, Rikishi might rock up. I don't know.
Might rock up.
Yeah. But no, this is exactly what you want to see. It's colour me intrigued.
Indeed.
If you will.
I honestly, just when I think that the storyline could be getting a bit stale, they
drag us back in.
They just keep going, don't they, in a fucking brilliant way. So yeah, I'm happy. I think it's the right amount of progression. This isn't like, oh, for fuck's sake, just something happened. They are moving forward, and now it's like, what's Solo gonna do? He got kicked by his brothers, so he, logically you go, is he gonna side with Roman, or is his family gonna take over? Well,
exactly. So all fascinating stuff, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. But
indeed,
yeah. Fun show, I think, all round. A new champion crowned in Seth, a new women's champion with Asuka, and you come out of it with excitement and kind of wanting to see where it all goes, which is what you want.
Yeah, quality pay-per-view all round.
Indeed, and it's also extra cool because we get to see it at a normal hour.
Yay!
So
we're not tired.
Yeah, still tired. I mean, we're still,
we're still old.
Kids and stuff and old, but. Yeah, so fun all round. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit subscribe. If you're listening to us on any kind of audio platforms, make sure you follow on there. Leave a review, why the hell not? And until...
In fact, do me a favour, leave a review that just says, whelmed.
Yes, please. I would love that review. But yeah, so we will catch you on the next one.